Okay, we'll be reading today from the book of Judges, chapter 17, which begins with the words, "And there was a man."
And there was a man of Mount Ephraim, whose name was Micah.
Yeah, I think Micah means who is like God. Let me look that up. Who is like Yah. And verse 2 it reads, "And he said unto his mother, The 1100 shekels of silver that were taken from thee, about which thou cursedst and spakest of also in mine ears, behold, the silver is with me. I took it. And his mother said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my son." That's interesting, because I remember in a previous chapter when Samuel was taken, he was sold, or the Philistines said that each of them would pay Delilah 1100 pieces or shekels of silver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here, the young man named Micah says to his mother, actually, that that were taken from me, the 1100 shekels of silver that were taken from thee, about which thou cursedst and spakest also in mine ears, behold, this silver is with me. I believe this speaks volumes about how whatever the Lord, or whatever has been taken to us, will be restored in due time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we will be called blessed of God.
What I find fascinating too is that he said the 1100 shekels that were taken, I took it.
Yeah, right.
What caused him to come forth and say, I was a thief? I'm sorry, here you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, but remember, yeah, the Philistines, Lord of Philistines, just before this were killed by Samson when the temple came crashing down on them.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1100 pieces were there, evidently, or in the rubble, or perhaps there was not really. It's not like he stole them.
Well, he says it says in verse 2, the 1100 shekels which were taken from thee,
yeah,
about which thou cursest.
Right.
You know, so she was clearly upset.
Right. Yeah, that exactly. Yeah, I thought you said that you were talking about when he says I took it. Oh, you mean he took it in the first place?
Yeah, he said,
Really?
I took it. And his mother said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my son. And when I read this before, I think, well, what prompted him to go to her and say, I did this?
Yeah.
Here you go.
And furthermore, what in the world? I mean, if those who steal from us be like Micah, who is like Yah, right? The Lord of all creation is Yahweh, right? Yah. And who is like him is, we need to likewise look around us and see that the enemies and those who have stolen from us actually will repay us in the end, and that God would be in them if he is true as Lord, if he is indeed Lord of all creation, and that there's a golden coin waiting in that fish. There's something that he has promised to restore when he comes.
Well, verse 3, and when he had restored the 1100 shekels of silver to his mother said, I had wholly dedicated the silver unto the Lord from my hand for my son, to make a graven image and a molten image. Now, therefore, I will restore it unto thee. So she's like, oh, well, I was going to, save this. I set this aside for the Lord so that I could make.
And everything that we even do, I believe, is an act of worship. All that we create and all that we make is according to the God of our own understanding, and then that we do these things.
She said, therefore, I'm going to give it back to thee. She just said, I will restore it unto thee.
Right. But, and it's like what he even gives. Are you trying to go there? I mean, what he gives, we give back. We have nothing except what he gives in the first place.
Yeah, but then verse 4.
Right. Okay. Yet he restored the money unto his mother.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like
See?
all this restoring back and forth going this. It's like, wow.
Would you just take the money?
Yeah, we're like we're called to praise the Lord and to give him offerings from our lips. And that's like, well, really, if I have anything to offer, it's only what he gave me to offer to him.
Well, the very idea, though, that it starts off that he was, I think, saved at that point.
Oh, he was.
God saved him.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't, because otherwise we don't do that of our own volition. I mean, to steal from your mother is pretty, that's pretty harsh. You have issues.
Yeah.
That's what the world would even say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to go steal something from your mom and then, you know, to listen to her
And
kvetch about it the whole time, that it's nowhere to be found, and who knows, she cursed.
Yeah.
So she was
He took from her.
Yeah.
I'm not really with the stealing part. Okay. He I understand though what you I read it as in that he had actually even the right to do so. That, you know, I mean, there's nothing here that would imply that he's actually stole it according to what you're saying. I understand that, but I don't think that that's the meaning here. I believe that he is the Christological figure here, and what God has given, God can take away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, like Job said. Right?
Yep.
The Lord gave, the Lord take away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And let the free will offerings of our lips be praises unto him. These offerings that we do have are pleasant in his sight. Right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I still look at it from my point of view. I appreciate your point of view, but I don't.
know.
I don't see it like that. I just
That's
think
okay.
that it's
I
fascinating that
understand. Yeah.
somebody that's clearly done something wrong.
Is he wrong? No, he's not wrong.
I think so.
No, he's
because
right.
He came and told his mother, and she was just so relieved.
And she gave it back, and he gave it back.
Yeah.
Right. This is like the relationship that we have with Christ, though.
Okay.
He gives us, right, and he doesn't take anything that he didn't give in the first place. And it's his right to do so. I mean, he could do with it as he would. You know, he promised us life, and he gave us life. That's all. I said not all he promised, but it's like what I ask for more things that I can enjoy life more. And God instead gave me life so that I can enjoy all things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and anyway, thank you. Okay, so did I read verse 4 after all of that? So, no, I hadn't. So let's read it. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a graven image and a molten image, and they were in the house of Micah. See, this is her idea of who is like God.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that all people everywhere in all places serve the God that they believe in.
Right.
And all their activities and, I mean, everything that they build, you know. And if there's this construct of where they build the things according to what they're told to do, like Moses was, right? He made the temple according to what he was told to do and according to what he understood he was told to do, okay? Mm-hmm. So, you know, and he made it perfectly according to that, even as imperfect as it is, similar to what I said last night. It's like it doesn't have to be perfect to be perfect. So.
And the man Micah had an house of gods, and made an ephod and teraphim, and consecrated one of his sons, who became his priest.
In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
And there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, of the family of Judah, who was a Levite, and he sojourned there.
And the man departed out of the city of Bethlehem, Judah, to sojourn where he could find a place. And he came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, as he journeyed.
And Micah said unto him, Whence comest thou? And he said unto him, I am a Levite of Bethlehem, Judah, and I go to sojourn where I may find a place.
And Micah said unto him, Dwell with me, and be unto me a father, and a priest, and I will give thee 10 shekels of silver by the year, and a suit of apparel, and thy victuals. So the Levite went in.
And the Levite was content to dwell with the man, and the young man was unto him as one of his sons.
And Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became his priest, and was in the house of Micah. I remember the passage, or there's a verse in the Bible that says, the Lord said, I sanctify them, or I sanctify myself, which is very curious. It's like, well, he is sanctification personified. How in the world can he actually dedicate or set apart his own self? And, Levites were set apart for the work of the ministry of God, right? To do the ministry. How about of him, for him, right? To serve him. But I have a problem with the part where it says he was like a father unto him, with that understanding. It's like, Anyway.
Verse 13, Then said Micah, Now know I that the Lord will do me good, seeing I have a Levite to my priest.
That verse right there could say volumes about religion and how it just seems that, many of, when you would say, well, I got that religion, or I got that priest in my pocket,
Yeah.
and I believe that only good things can happen to me now.
Yeah.
So, and that was the end of the book of Judges, chapter 17.